Howdy y'all, I am Ice Gold, and because a guy unironically naming his character Wolf Stormblade said that I am a political commentary channel who does Wiz on the side, I figured why not give him some more of what he wants. So, today we are talking about something you've probably heard of if you've been, watching the news in really any capacity. If you've been watching the stock market, you absolutely know what's going on with this. And I speak, of course, of the tariffs that have been enacted on every single country except for Russia and I want to say North Korea. I'm going to let y'all speculate as to why our glorious President Donald J. Trump himself did not institute tariffs on Russia and North Korea. I'll let y'all speculate about that. And I know Wolf Stormblade is definitely going to do his share of speculating. But let's continue. So, tariffs, bad for the economy, as we've seen. Every 100 years, it seems, in the late 1820s, there was, some crazy tariff enacted by the president at the time. I think it was Van Buren. I can't remember exactly. Or maybe Van Buren came after. I can't remember. Or no, it was John Quincy Adams. That's who it was. John Quincy Adams. That's the one who instituted the tariffs and immediately cratered the economy. And for about 100 years, everybody was like, okay, let's not do that again. That really threw the economy into turmoil. Let's not do that again. So, 100 years go by, and then President Herbert Hoover comes through, Smoot-Hawley Tariff Act, and by this point, the Great Depression was already underway. The stock market had already crashed due to some of Hoover and Coolidge before him's policies. And so, the Smoot-Hawley Tariff Act of 1930 gets passed, and then the worst of the Great Depression starts immediately afterward. So, up to this point, tariffs have been proven throughout history to have completely cratered the economy whenever we're thinking about things like, like prices going up or going down and that sort of thing. And, tariffs, yeah, and it basically, investors like a stable market. And if you throw tariffs into the mix, that's going to create an unstable market. It's like tariffs themselves are not directly responsible for the economy cratering, but it is the uncertainty in the market that they do directly create that then causes people to, sell all their stocks and, have something like Black Tuesday happen, which I feel like we're due for any day now. Especially given that Trump, after 2 months of not doing his tariffs because he got scared for a minute, or the art of the deal, quote unquote, I guess. But yeah, he was scared for a little bit, and reasonably so. But I guess he grew some balls and crashed the economy by instituting these tariffs. So now the stock market is in free fall. People have been dogging on Tesla stock for a while, but it's like, that was kind of an indicator. That is absolutely actually an indicator of what uncertainty about a product can do to its stock worth. And, with Elon Musk going off the rails these last few years, it's been pretty evident that, Tesla stock is going to wane a bit just due to people thinking he's unpredictable. It's like, what will he do next? What will make people want to buy Teslas? And it's like, you see people spray painting stuff on Teslas and graffitiing and all that. It's like, that's that type of thing, that sort of turn against Tesla, is what caused people to withdraw their stocks. So that is what's going on with that, and it basically replicated for everything in America at this point. And I mean, because it's like this, our president has been cratering relations with pretty much everybody. I mean, if this was like 6 months ago and you asked a Canadian what they thought of America, they might give you like a like a, I guess, neutral answer, maybe, at best. But now it's negative. It's like Canadians hate us, and they are our biggest trade partner. Mexico is our other biggest trade partner, and I mean, Mexico's, like, our relations with Mexico have soured quite a bit as well. And I mean, their president in Mexico has been doing a good job, and you know, she's been trying to work with us on the tariffs and all that. And it was her actions actually that got Trump to postpone the tariffs for another month a month ago. So how about that? But yeah, so Scheinbaum owns Trump pretty much, and so that's why the tariffs got put off for another month. But now they have come to pass, and this. Wow, I've gotten almost 6 minutes into this video, and I haven't even talked about how this directly affects people. I would be a horrible politician. Anyway, so let's start talking about that. So, basically, these tariffs are already crashing the stock market, but what we're going to see is an interesting type thing, because people's net worth is going to start going down. People's 401ks are evaporating before their eyes and everything. And, on top of that, prices might not actually go down, because the tariffs are raising the prices of foreign imports. And people, I know that a lot of people defending these tariffs, you know, despite all the evidence against how useful they really are, but people defending them are saying things like, oh, just buy American. And I mean, listen, America, it's a great country. I will say that right now. I'm very patriotic, even during a time where that may not be so popular of a take. But I'm an American. I love America. But we can't do everything. There have been tariffs instituted on things like vanilla. And you might not, like, okay, anybody who has ever been in the kitchen knows the importance of vanilla. And if there's all these tariffs going on places like Cambodia, I think is the one that I guess brought the whole vanilla thing to the forefront. But let's talk about that. So if vanilla gets a big tariff on it, and don't even get me started on the whole like they use ChatGPT to determine how much to put into a tariff. So let's say, for example, that there's like 97% tariff on Cambodia. That basically means that with vanilla that we import from Cambodia that we can't grow here due to conditions, and just like it's like, if you've ever played Minecraft, it's like, honestly, Minecraft's not even a good analogy because you can grow sugarcane in a desert, but if you've taken like a geography course at any point, you will understand that in some places you just can't grow something. And it's like all of these cash crops that come from, you know, Central America, Southeast Asia. It's like there's all of these places. It's like at that point we can't buy American because we physically can't grow some of these things here. So if there's a big tariff on vanilla from Cambodia, or just a tariff on Cambodia, that will affect vanilla. And vanilla is a very important cooking supply. And so the cost of food everywhere is going to increase. I mean, listen, shout out Blank Orbit, my fellow Cane's lover, but listen, my box combo order, my usual box combo, no slaw, extra toast, with a Diet Coke to drink, like, y'all gotta get that anytime you go to Cane's. Okay, I'm getting sidetracked. But that went from $11.90 to $12.44, and that is due to the prices to, you know, make the tenders, make that Texas toast, make those fries. All of that went up for Raising Cane's, and so now that it costs them more to make something, they will naturally pass the cost onto the consumer. This is how it has happened every single time there has been a tariff. I don't know what is going on inside people's brains that makes people think that tariffs will not do this. It's like it's literally increasing the price to manufacture something. And It's like companies, they'll be like, they don't want to lose profit, so they just push the cost on down to the consumer. It's like, it's still going to cost them more to make things like a t-shirt, rather. If you buy a t-shirt from a t-shirt factory in Vietnam for $2, and you can buy a t-shirt from a t-shirt factory in West Virginia for $20, and you put like a 50% tariff on Vietnam, that means it's going to go from $2 to $3. So people aren't just going to switch to the West Virginia factory. They're just going to keep buying from Vietnam, except now they cost more. So it's like, I don't know, bro. I feel like I'm getting a little scattered while I talk, but the point is, American-made products are not always going to be cheaper. And as a matter of fact, a lot of the time they're going to be more expensive. It's like importing things from other countries is what keeps the prices low on a lot of things. So if, you're getting things like t-shirts, vanilla, things to like ingredients for chicken tenders, from all these other countries, it's like, if there's tariffs on those to make those prices go up, then the company, not wanting to lose profit, will work that cost into your order, the consumer's order. So, just so I can say it one more time, every single time a tariff has ever been enacted to, I guess, I don't know, intimidate them, intimidate a country. I don't know. I don't know why they. It really escapes me why somebody would want to institute a tariff on, very important trade partners like Canada and Mexico. But it's like, when a tariff is put into place, the cost for that company, for companies everywhere, to manufacture their product, it's like, if something in that becomes more expensive, and it becomes more expensive to manufacture, the company will still get their money just from some other way. And by some other way, I mean passing that cost on down to the consumer. In other words, you. So, Wolf Stormblade, if you go to Walmart and you see that eggs are $8.97, actually, eggs is probably a bad analogy, but if you go to Walmart and you find that a lot of cooking supplies are now a lot more expensive, like, who are you going to blame for that? who are you going to understand why that happened? Are you going to understand why you're paying more, or will you, like your ilk, continue to be in denial about it? And yeah, man, I mean, look, I know we had to go through Hoover to get FDR, but I'd really like to not have to do that again. So, and that's what's going on right now. So, very fun. But look, man, I mean, the tariffs on China are a whole nother thing, but it's like, putting a tariff on China, I think, is economic suicide. Because, I mean, you can, like, 1 out of every 5, I think it is, things that are ever purchased anywhere in the world, or at least anywhere in America, I don't know if that statistic applies elsewhere, but 1 in 5 things are made in China. And, I mean, China's a big country with a lot of people, so that makes sense. So, making 1/5 of everything more expensive in one fell swoop with a tariff on one nation, economic suicide. And then you apply that to everywhere else in the world, and it's like, what the hell are you doing? So, I don't know, dude. Yeah, and look, let's say the economy does rebound. Let's say that happens. I think eventually it will. It may not be under this president, but eventually it will. It's like, you're going to have people, it's like, this is why things like tariffs still even come up at all as you go along. Because it's like, that's why they happen like every 100 years. Some president is stupid enough to do it. But it's like, eventually it'll recover. And you'll have people defending the tariffs by saying, look, the tariffs work. And it's like, no, genius, they don't work. They just crater the stock market, raise the price on everything, and it's like the economy's better now, but imagine what it would be if we didn't institute those tariffs to begin with. It's like, that's that line of thinking. If any of you are actually in favor of the tariffs, I do want to have an actual dialogue with you in the comments. If you want to argue in good faith, of course, because like bad faith actors, I don't talk to those because they're just fishing for a reaction. But if you are trying to make a case in good faith about these tariffs, please do so in the comments. I would love to interact with you. So I think that is going to be where I call things. It's I kind of went very over my time limit. I'm probably gonna have to show both SG games twice, but hey, that's fine. But for now, thank y'all for watching. I've been Ice Cold. Be sure to like, subscribe, and leave like 50 comments for the algorithm. My Discord is down in the description if you want to chat with me some more, and I will see y'all later.